Yeah. Fantasy and Color Podcast. I'm Rob Ayala. Today, I am happy to have a special guest. Guest, would you please introduce yourself for the people?
Hi. My name is Selim. I'm an artist, chef, visual creator, and I'm here with you today, as well as co-creator of Love Art Group.
Okay, well, we're gonna get into all that stuff, but I always like to start from the very beginning. I like to know, because I know me, I was like a creative kid, since forever. So I like to, when I meet other creatives, I like to know what was the start of your journey? Like, what's your earliest memory of? Let's say, what's the earliest memory of you just creating art? What was the first time you started to create anything that was art?
So elementary school, I had art classes, of course, and I enjoyed them. It's so much so that when it came down to Thanksgivings, I insisted on making menus and hand drawing menus with images as well as what's on the menu, and having them laminated and having them on each person's plate right before dinner. And then I started going into the tablescapes and decorating those. But I was in a car accident when I was 9, which stopped me from playing sports. I had to be inside. I fractured my skull. So
oh wow.
I started figuring out how to do things inside the house. So I found some popsicle sticks and glue and just started building things. And that was my first entryway into art. Ever since then, I was creating. I was drawing graffiti on all my notebooks, all throughout my childhood. Drawing and art was there. I just didn't realize it until I was in corporate America doodling, and somebody said that looks really nice. And I was like, oh yeah, I do this sometimes.
So let's back up, because you said something that sounded devastating. So you said you cracked your skull?
Yeah, I was in a car accident when I was 9, and I was a really good kid. I always listened to the rules. And one day in school, somebody told me you didn't have to wear your seatbelt. And so I insisted. And I told my brother we didn't have to wear our seatbelts to go to school. And this was right after Martin Luther King Day. And it was probably a minute and a half, 2-minute drive from my house to school. And my brother and I did not wear our seatbelts. My mom wore a seatbelt. And she drove over some black guys, hit a tree. And I ended up hitting my head in between the headrest, the poles. So I fractured my skull. My brother also had some damage, and my mother was pinned between the wheel.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I was in the hospital for a week, out of school for a month and a half or 2. It was an interesting time. My whole world turned upside down.
Well, thank God it worked out. Some people may not be still here to tell this story, so that's incredible. So I know you have different art forms, but let's just keep it on the visual painting stuff right now. So as you got older and I guess we develop our style or our niche, how would you describe your work?
I think it was really more so my work was a self-exploration. I didn't know what I was doing with art. I took one art class. My high school didn't have art classes. So in my middle school, I wasn't, the way it was set up, I just didn't take art. So when I got to college, my senior year of college, I had extra space in my credits. So I took 2 art classes, and that was my first time taking the art class since I was a child. And I realized there was something there. So all of the art that I created at first was abstract and just trying to find my form. And then it became one of visualization and actualization, where I was projecting images of myself that I didn't even know was who I would be.
Okay.
I had created this series of pieces with this woman with locks and kind of transporting herself through time through art. And I didn't realize that 7 years later I would be the person with locks.
So you didn't have the locks at the time?
No, I didn't at all.
Wow.
I had a short haircut.
Wow.
pixie cut. Yeah.
So you kind of became the piece. You kind of became that piece of art. That's interesting. That's interesting. You know the king that I draw, right? I paint.
Yeah.
So I just started doing it. I don't know how I stumbled across it, honestly, but
Hmm.
I was doing it, and then people used to tell me, "Oh yeah, that's you."
Yeah.
I'm like, it is? Not really. And I'm like, is it? So, and it's so crazy because I even think when I first started, I don't think I had even like, I don't even think my beard was as full as the king is. It might have been like, people got the little cute joint, it's a little slim.
Spots. Yeah.
So I kind of like, I don't know, it was like a subconscious thing too. So I kind of relate to that. And I guess I was
Yeah. No, I
conceiving
mean,
the whole time, drawing, painting myself.
yeah, you're just like fulfilling an image that you've seen, but you don't know what it is. You're just getting it out of your head. And for so long, I didn't know what it was. I just kept creating it. And then it evolved to like, I really enjoyed painting and creating nature scenes and flowers. Like I really enjoyed that. That's what I stumbled into kind of first as a child. So like I'd incorporate that here and there. And as I've evolved, I've been able to take the elements of some of the abstract work, some of the detail work, and the figures that I've drawn, and then creating kind of my own blend between the two that I enjoy.
Okay.
And others too.
Yeah. And it's so funny. I'm hearing about you. I'm still on thinking about you cracking your skull, and then the piece behind you is bugging me out with the brain out and the head. So I'm just like, putting it all together. But don't mind me. So listen, let's go to Love Art. Tell us a little bit about
Sure.
Love Art.
So Love Art Group was formed in 2015 and officially became established in 2016 as my partner and I, Justin, came together we came together as a relationship, but we both recognized the skill sets that we had in different ways and how they complemented each other. In 2015, I had my first solo exhibition called The Age of Self, where I took my visual arts as well as my culinary arts and my event management skills and put it all together into one experience. And at that time, I had a DJ booked and everything, but he canceled on me the day of the event. And Justin, J Hodge, my partner, he showed up. He had created like 9 original beats that he felt embodied who I was, and played that along for the day. And it was absolutely phenomenal. And I realized, there's more to my creativity. There's a lot that I can do with other people's creativity, and harnessing them together can be really, really special. So we've been putting together events as well as helping build the brands of different artists, whether that be finding their voice, helping them get to that stage. It's just been a wonderful journey thus far.
I've actually had the pleasure of being interviewed by you guys, right?
Yes.
That was a really, really good interview, done really well. Thank you guys for that.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. And thank you for being a part, as well as being show Love Art Day in 2018.
Oh, I think you froze a little bit there. Say it again. Don't freeze up when you're thanking me.
You were part of our first show. Okay, no. Thank you for being part of our first show. In 2018,
was that the first show?
We had a Love Art Day. That was the first one where we collaborated with artists, where we put it up together. Yeah, that was. And
how did you find me? Was it random?
How did I find you? I had seen your work at a restaurant, and I Googled your name. I think it was a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no clue what restaurant that was.
I mean, like, it might have been Setapani. I don't know. It's in Harlem. I don't know if they bought one of your pieces and hung it up.
That probably what it was. I didn't give it to the restaurant. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
they didn't
crazy.
have a lot of artwork up at the time. It was just like a piece, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I wrote down your information.
I didn't even know that.
And then I tried to find you. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
All right. So now I got to tell you, I didn't know you have cooking skills like that.
Yeah.
What's up with that? I'm about to have you come over and do a little romantic dinner for me and my wife. That's what you do, though, right?
That's what I do.
So Is that something you went to school for, or you just?
No, so like my family always directed me to school. Like my path was to be a lawyer, and then I switched off of that to being like, all right, I'll go into corporate America and be some executive and whatnot. And as I did that, and I was like, yeah, nah, you're not about to play me like this. I realized like my love has always been for food. Like I was watching all of the cooking shows from a child, from Lydia to the Fat Chicks to Iron Chef before it was in English. It was just all in Japanese. Like I loved watching cooking shows. So like I used to really enjoy cooking. My mother is a good cook, and we'd started like I'd motivate her to cater some like events. So like one day we ended up catering a church event for 200 people, as well as like the parties and whatnot. But I didn't really like the big stuff. I knew that I really like making intimate moments. And I knew that the most one Mother's Day, I created like crab hash, skirt steak with a hollandaise sauce and roasted potatoes for my mother. And like I made this absolutely beautiful bouquet of flowers as well as like a table setting, and she was absolutely floored. And I knew that like I can make people feel really special in like these moments with food.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about, you know, that little note that's on the napkin. And I was like, oh, this is something I really like to do. But like as I'm going through college and I'm telling my parents that, they're like, we didn't pay for you to go to do that. And then as I thought about it and as I, you know, worked, I saw that money wasn't in the culinary field. You know, you have to really dedicate yourself to cooking.
You have to be like what, like a pretty much like a top chef to make good money, you saying?
Yeah. Top chef with restaurants, with property. Working in a restaurant's not going to get you any real money because you're spending most of your time working in the restaurant. You're as an executive chef, you're there 6 days a week.
Okay.
You're working.
And just because I'm interested, I never knew. What does like a chef make?
A chef can make
just a regular one, not even a top. Just like what's the average? What is
like 35 to 55?
That's just regular, really.
It's just regular. Yeah, you're not making much. You can make 80 if you at a good spot.
Depending where you are.
And if you at a great spot, you can make 150. You know, depending on your level, but that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm afraid of the work or anything like that. It's like I feel like I can do more than that. I can create more meaningful moments. And so we had gone on a couple like vacations with friends, and I'd always like whip up a whole bunch of food and everybody loved it. And I told people like, hey, I would love to create like more intimate moments. And one of my friends hired me to surprise her fiance for his 30th birthday.
You posted that, right?
Yeah, I posted that.
I definitely saw that. I was so impressed because I didn't know that you had that skill. Yeah,
Justin, I think is pretty lucky. I'm experimenting and cooking, you know.
What's his favorite meal of yours? What's his favorite meal of yours?
Justin's favorite meal of mine might be the branzino, like my roasted branzino with okra and tomatoes.
And that's fancy. I don't know what that brandino was. That
fish.
Oh, fish.
It's a
what kind?
A roasted fish.
What type of fish?
It's a white fish, like a
white
bass
fish,
almost.
Oh, like a bass. Okay. What's your favorite dish that you make?
My favorite dish that I make, I really enjoy making lobster bread, only because I love seeing how people respond to lobster bread, which is a curried lobster over a sourdough baguette and a fresh arugula salad. Because I'm from the Caribbean and like incorporating like Caribbean flavors, as well as growing up in Connecticut, it's a strong Italian background. So taking some of the Italian influences and blending them, it's like my
okay, we gotta stop. You're making me hungry, but I'm gonna give you your props. I was really impressed with that.
Thank you.
I want to ask you. Obviously, we're going through some interesting times right now with the whole COVID pandemic. How has How has it been for you as a creator? What's have you been able to create, or since March? Take us
This month.
since March till now.
Well, my journey from March to now has been super interesting. From I left my job at a nonprofit organization managing marketing and communications in August of last year, to build Love Art Group, and we started building our clientele, getting things off the ground, booking clients. And as February was rolling around, full steam ahead, we had contracts left and right, ready to go. March hit, everything died.
It's a dub, yeah.
Everything was a dub. I got sick. Justin got sick. It was, a little bit of a struggle. But at the same time,
When you say sick, you mean
I'm pretty sure I had it. I mean, when you have the symptoms, they told you not to go out, just
okay?
stay quarantined and follow, guidelines, check in.
Did you
Had
get
virtual
it, or he
visits.
give it to you?
I think we got it at the same time, honestly.
Mm.
I know he got it on the train. He had a whole story.
Okay, he knows the origin of how he got it.
He
Okay.
knows the origin of how he
Okay.
got it, yeah.
I'll save that for because I'm gonna interview him too. I'll save that story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I had just actually took a position as a personal assistant at Melba's. And that was crazy because I was in a restaurant who had just was thriving, and then had to pivot their business from in dining to takeout and delivery, something that they only did seldomly.
Yeah.
And then they changed their business hours, and then just moving through the times and figuring out how to, like I said, pivot in hard times, especially as a business. Thought it was a great opportunity to learn. So I was doing that, which didn't allow me to create much, but it did allow me to absorb where I want to go with my creativity.
Okay. So where are you now with it?
Where am I now with creativity? I haven't been creating too much for myself. I've been booking clients, commissioned to do album artworks and logos and doing things of those nature.
Well, that's still being creative. It's not like you just.
It is, but like letting out. I know
it sucks when you're working on other people's stuff. It's more like a job, right?
Yeah, but it's fine. I love doing it though.
No, yeah, of course, but it's definitely like it's different. You're right. It's like it's a job. It just becomes more work than just a free kind of expression thing.
Exactly.
But you are still working, so don't. I mean, you still putting those juices out there. Don't get it twisted. Don't sell yourself short. You still now not working at all, just doing nothing. Because there's people that just haven't done anything because they just are not in that mindset.
Yeah, no, I've been working. It hasn't been a day that I haven't. It's just I wish I could have been creating more. Justin, on the other hand, has been creating up a storm.
That's what
I love to see.
Yeah, honestly, for me in the beginning, just as far as painting, right? I really didn't paint much those first few months at all. But I'm always doing something creative. Like,
right.
It was more, it's always going to be something, whether I'm making beats. But, I think with the painting, just knowing that, okay, we're not doing any shows. These paintings aren't,
there's no sell, like
right now. Nobody's here. I doubt like at those months I wasn't thinking about sales or just events coming up that I need to have work done for. So I just wasn't that motivated to do it. To be honest with you. Recently I just been getting back into it, but I always keep my creative juices flowing. Whether sometimes you have to sit something down, just like you're cooking, for example. Like that's an art. So even if you're just focusing on that, you're still being creative, and that's what it's all about. You're not just dead in everything, Right,
and that's what COVID really did. I pivoted from doing as much art as I was to doing more culinary arts, and booking more clients in that aspect. I have some pieces that I definitely started that I haven't finished throughout COVID, but I wish I take that back. I can't say I wish I created more because I go back into my notes and I find different things that I've written that are way more meaningful now to me than when I just jotted them down before.
Yeah.
So
Who's your favorite artist of all time? Like
favorite artist.
famous.
Favorite artist. Famous.
You could give me a top 3 if it's hard to pick one.
I actually really enjoy Kara Walker.
Yes. Did you get to see her exhibit at
No.
the? Oh yeah, it was so
I
good.
think the Sugar Fact, the
Yeah, I saw it.
domino.
I saw it.
No,
It was
I
good.
didn't. And
I wasn't
wish
even
I
fully
did.
painting yet then. I was just that might have been
2013.
teenish. I had just really started fully, like I've always been creative, but I really just started painting around that time.
Same
Honestly.
here.
Yeah,
mean,
when you were saying it, I was noticing that. So that was definitely an inspiring exhibition.
yeah. After seeing that, I was just the simplicity, of the silhouettes, and how
Yep.
beautiful they pop out. I was just, like floored. Beyond her, Frida Kahlo,
Okay.
and how she.
I always make a
utilized-
joke. I make a joke. All female artists say Frida Kahlo. I'm over it already. I
Well,
know why
Frida
y'all
is
do
the-
it. It just gets
It's
annoying.
the exploration,
know.
and like being so like comfortable in painting yourself.
Yeah,
And
I get
trying
it.
to and doing it. Like I didn't even think that I was painting myself, and I realized that I was, and I'm like, okay, maybe she was doing that. No, clearly she was painting herself because she had unibrow.
Let's
But-
get to the seriousness. I need to know what
No.
kind of person you are. Who's your favorite rapper
Yeah.
of all times?
Who's my favorite rapper of all time?
Can you give me a top 5?
Top 5,
Dead or alive?
dead or alive. Top
When I
5.
say dead or alive, I'm thinking Biggie. You're probably thinking,
yeah, I am. I'm thinking Biggie.
I was gonna play you. I was like, you're probably thinking Pop Smoke or somebody.
Whoa. No, not even there. No. I really enjoy Q-Tip.
Okay.
I'm a vibes type of chick, so
This is not order though, right? Is he getting
no, it's not order. So
It doesn't
like,
have to even be in order, just 5.
5.
Don't even overthink it. Just quick. Q-Tip, you know who you like.
I like Q-Tip. I like Biggie.
Biggie.
I like Big Sean.
Okay. 2 more.
I like
J Hodge.
I like Lil Wayne. Yeah, I love J Hodge.
Okay, Lil Wayne, one more.
And I really enjoy Rakim.
Okay. Your top 5 is a little surprising.
Yeah. I mean, I like listening to their lyrics. I like listening to their vibe. Like that's. I mean, I love Mos Def as well. So
I think I'm older than you, but Rakim's not in
I'm
my
30.
top. I'm older than you
Yeah.
by like 9 years.
Oh wow! No
Yeah.
idea.
Nobody ever does.
That's beautiful. You look
Yeah.
great.
39, yeah, I'm proud to be. A lot of people didn't make it, I know a lot of people that didn't
Yeah.
make it. So,
I
yeah.
understand. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's funny you say Rakim because I always say, even for me,
Mhm.
Rakim wasn't quite my era. Like, I was alive, but I wasn't old enough to really get into lyrics. Like for me, like Nas is more of a Rakim to me. You know what I mean? And I do love Rakim, but it's
Mhm.
like I feel like when I was coming of age, it was the Biggies and the Nas's. So I get flack for this,
Yeah.
but to me, Rakim almost sounds old school compared to a little bit.
He's definitely old school. My father's old school hip hop head. So like I grew up listening to it. And then when I stopped listening to that, like my next transition was to the Gap Band. So like my music is the music that I like is soulful, as well as rhythmic, but not too ratchet.
Okay. Yeah, no, I love soul music. My mother and my father, their favorite music is like, soul music from the 70s. So
Mhm.
I love, like I grew up on that. Like when I was a kid in the 90s, I was loving music from the 70s. I love soul music. I think it's my favorite kind of music. And then it would be like, I love 80s music. but
80s music.
I feel like 80s, not to make it a race thing, but
Hmm.
white people was really doing their thing in the 80s. Like I love like
They
new
were.
wave. I don't know what happened. Where are they now? But I love new wave because hip hop took over. So
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
all the young white kids that should be like the new rock stars, they rap now. But I love like 80s new wave, like a lot all that Europe stuff from Europe at the time, like in the 80s. I love I just love that era of music, like just 80s synth, you know.
80s synth is beautiful. I mean, funk. Prince was. I love Prince.
Oh yeah, come on.
Stevie Wonder was like that's my old school.
Yeah.
That's my. I love Stevie. And then R&B. I'm an R&B girl, so growing up through, man, all of the soul.
You don't like anybody new?
appreciate
Give me two new people. Give me at least
two new
one.
people, R&B wise,
No, rap.
or like rap wise. That I'm going to download their album outside of J Hodge.
Plug.
I download. I have to look at my phone, honestly, because I don't.
Because I'm trying to think from your list. You didn't even pick anybody from the era of like Kendrick and Drake's and the Coles.
I like Kendrick. I like them. I like more Wiz Khalifa than I like.
Okay. I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan. I really like Kendrick.
I mean, I enjoy Kendrick Lamar. I have all of his albums. I've seen him in concert. I just not.
I got you.
And I can't even say I really like Drake. I have some of his albums, but
I'm sure you like songs here and there, right?
yeah, I like songs here and there.
Well, you're an old soul.
I'm an older soul, so like I listen to Brent Faiyaz, I listen to Kofi. I like reggae music and stuff.
Okay. Oh, Kofi, that's the young girl, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was obsessed with that song. Doris, right? That's I was obsessed with that song.
Her new song, Lockdown, I'm feeling it.
I love that song. I mean, it's just a feel good song, right?
Yeah, exactly. It feels good. Right. It's talking about the time, so that's my thing. I like music that takes me there. Oh, I like Solange. Well, okay. One of her, only her album, A Seat at the Table.
Okay.
So I'm more of like an album person. If I can listen to your album fully through, then that's what I want to listen to. D'Angelo.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, yeah.
All right. So, what's to come? What's your right now? We don't even know what's going on with COVID, so it's hard to say. What's your I don't know. What do you see for yourself and Love Group and everything you got going on in the next 2 years or so?
In the next 2 years, I see Love Art Group taking over new territories.
Okay.
And branching off and kind of showing what we do and how we do it in a more because like for a long time I've been hesitant on releasing as much as we produce. We have a lot of content that we don't put out there, that we don't promote.
Why is that?
I think why? I think it's just I've been hesitant. I've just been not scared for myself, more so like am I ready to let this all out? Am I ready to be all of this? For a long time I had like one foot in the door in corporate America, like trying to figure out if I'm going to stay there. And I don't have.
You can't have one foot in the door with anything that you're trying to do. You know, how do you always say? You know the expression they say like, can't have one foot in the streets and then but still trying to.
Yeah, no, you can't because it'll always get caught up.
Something's gonna get you caught up.
Bring you back.
Yeah. So I think, especially when it comes to art, one foot in the door, it'll just be a hobby. It'll just be something that maybe you never explore to the
really
fullest.
Progress it. Exactly.
Yeah, progress, or just even you just might not have the energy and time to ever take it to the next level because you just got that other foot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I definitely see expect more caterings, expect more visuals coming from us. I expect to be, I feel like, inspired.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to you guys about some visuals too. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down with that.
All right. So, is there anything else you personally want to share or, get out there that we didn't mention? This is the time to do that now.
I would say to anybody who's watching that if they have any creative spirit in their body, or if they know anybody with a creative spirit, motivate them. Just give them some words of encouragement. Give them that pen, that box of crayons. You never know how much that's gonna go. I remember asking for coloring books and not receiving them because people didn't take it seriously. And I just wanted some type of escape, and people didn't see it that way. They just saw it as child's play. So allow people to explore their creativity.
Okay.
Whatever that may be.
That's great advice. Let's get your social medias. Anybody want to follow you?
Yes. Follow me at Selim, SELIMC __, as well as Love Art Group, LOVE.ART_group. I do want to mention that there is this artist that I follow that I'm really amazed by. His name is Thomas Denninger.
Okay.
TD. Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link. He does. I don't even know how to describe his work. But he takes junk and turns it into an image, and then as you zoom into that image, you find all of the junk.
Wow.
And I just find that absolutely
send me that link.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me and sharing with me. I got to know you a little bit better. Yeah. And I'm just happy to be here with you, and hopefully me and Jay Hodge can sit down and talk about beats. Right? That's why I wanted to get him separate so we could just get on our nerd talk.
He's gonna have a whole nerd talk on the beats. Creativity on that side. That's a beautiful thing that you guys are able to do. So thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
All right, peace.